Okay, let me get through here. I already have this set up. This is the dialysis. All right. So what's happening here is that there's a dialysis tubing with solution A in there. That's not it. Dialysis tubing with solution A in there. And outside of that is solution B. And it's been sitting in there for all this time since we started, preparing things. So what's in solution A? What's in solution B? Can you get me my lab manual again? Right there, yeah. Thank you. In your lab manual on page number 52, procedure step 2, it tells you what's inside solution A. Inside solution A, which is inside the bag right now, is glucose, starch, albumin, which is protein, and sodium chloride. It tells you that right here, part 2 of the procedure, or step 2 of the procedure. In step 5 of the procedure, it tells you what's in solution B. It's only sodium sulfate. Obviously, these are solutions, so you also have water. So solution A also has water, and solution B also has water. Okay? We set it up where we added solution A to the dialysis tubing, and we sealed the two ends, and we placed it in solution B, and we let it go. And as long as you guys have been doing the microscopes, there's been diffusing. And things are gonna move from high concentration to low concentration. So for example, something like glucose. Glucose is inside the bag. At the beginning, glucose is inside the bag. So we're gonna write plus. So in your table 1, we're gonna try to figure out what's inside the bag when we first started. What I just told you, whatever it is under step 2. So you're gonna use pluses and minuses. Plus means present, minus means absent. Well, glucose is inside the bag at the beginning. We know that because it's in the solution. Starch is inside the bag at the beginning. Chloride is inside the bag at the beginning, and albumin, but not sulfate. So they're all pluses except for sulfate. It's a minus. Sulfate is not inside the bag at the beginning.
Because it's the solution.
It's in solution B. Yeah. Look at solution B at the beginning. Solution B is exactly the opposite. It's minus for everything except for sulfate. Are we catching that? So that's how it started. And all this time, diffusion was happening. So sulfate, high concentration outside, low concentration inside. So which direction do you think the sulfate will move? This way or that way? This way. Because sulfate is here, but not here. So it's going to move from outside of the bag to inside the bag. Are we catching that? Okay. Which direction do you think glucose is going to move, considering that glucose is inside of the bag, but not outside?
Outside.
It will go this way. We catching it now? Okay, let's predict chloride. Chloride, which is sodium chloride in our example, is inside the bag, but not outside in the beginning. Which way do you think it moved now?
Outside.
This way. Are we catching it? How about starch? Starch is inside of the bag, but not outside. So which way will it go?
Outside.
This way or that way? This way?
Outside.
This way? No way? The answer is no way. Because you got to remember chapter 5. What is starch? It's a macro molecule. It's too big. You see? I always joke with my students, and maybe it's a little bit real here. If I'm any bigger than I am, I'll be stuck in this room. I won't fit the foot through the door to leave. You see? Why can I leave this room? Because I'm small enough to fit through the door. But if I get bigger, I'll get stuck in here. It's the same thing. This is a macromolecule. It's too big. It wants to leave, but it cannot fit through the pores. Let's talk about albumin. albumin is a protein, the other macromolecule, will it go through?
No.
No. The macromolecules do not go through because they're too big.
Unless you're a cell.
So, watch this. We're about to confirm this is happening here. Now, an hour later or so, what do we have? After an hour of dialysis now, what do we have? Well, we're going to do a test to confirm this. Everything that I just told you was a hypothesis. That's our prediction, right? But you know what? We have to confirm it. So I'm going to take this out now that it's been dialyzing for an hour or so. I'm going to do a quick rinse, real quick.
Not water shampoo.
That's just water. All right. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to release the inside contents into this beaker. And that beaker will hold the inside solution after dialysis. Okay?
Okay.
And the dish will hold the outside solution after dialysis. And the lab manual is asking you to take this solution. Again, I'm only demoing it. You're not doing it. I'm just demoing it. And do like, whatever, 15 drops or so, or 10 drops.
Whatever.
Something like that. You don't need exact numbers. Okay.
And this time, 2.
Okay, notice that I only put the inside solution in here, and I'm going to do the same thing, but with the outside solution. Because we're about to test them to confirm that if our predictions are correct. Okay. Now, the lab manual tells you that to test for starch, we're going to use Lugol. We did this before. When we did the potato, remember the potato? You added Lugol and you produced that purple sphere. Do you remember that? And that's the same color that we're looking for here. If I add this solution, this indicator, to the solution, and it has starch, it will turn that bluish color. Well, what's your prediction? This is the inside solution. Does it have starch?
Yes.
Yeah. This is the outside solution. Should it have starch?
No.
No, because it's too big. Don't fail me now. Don't embarrass me now. Ooh, thank God, but I'm not done yet. Oh, good. Look at that. The inside solution has starch. Yeah, we know that. Did it leave?
No.
No. It did not leave.
Mix it up.
Well, here, it didn't leave. Trust
No,
me.
both.
Okay, here we go. All right. It did not leave. All right. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go for starch after dialysis plus inside. After dialysis minus outside. Are we catching that? Because that's what it's showing. Okay, the next one is silver nitrate. And it tells you silver nitrate is testing for chloride. Again, we're going to do the same thing. Do you predict there's chloride inside?
No.
Yes, because it's sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is inside. It's in there because it produces a white precipitate. Now we're looking for a white precipitate, not the blue color. So the white precipitate is showing you that it's inside. Well, we know that because we put it there. The question is, did it leave the bag? Let's see. What are we looking for?
White.
A white precipitate. What do you think?
Yes.
It did leave. So for the chloride ion, it's plus plus. After dialysis, plus out inside. After dialysis, plus outside. Okay, so these are the indicators that we're using. Okay, the next one is barium chloride. And it tells you barium chloride is looking for sulfate. Do the same thing. Okay, we're gonna do it in a different order now. I'm looking at the outside one right now. Is sulfate outside?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's part of solution B. It's also a white precipitate. It's out there. So, good. What is our prediction? Did it enter the bag?
Yes.
Yeah. White precipitate.
Green.
You got it. It's in there. So for sulfate, it's also plus plus. Sulfate. Inside of the bag after is plus. Outside of the bag after is plus. Now for the protein and the glucose, we use this handy strip here. I need 2 of them.
What are those?
Watch. This one is testing for different things. The strip is kind of like what you would use to test like your pool water or whatever. They can do that. They can use these strips. Look at that. It's testing for glucose, for protein, pH, and the presence of blood. Well, we don't care about pH and blood. So you can use this for so many different things, but in this case, all we're looking for is glucose and protein. And all we have to do is soak this with the solution. So this one is going to be my inside solution. Okay, and let it sit for a little bit. And this one, I can simply go like that, right? Dip it in there. And that's gonna be my outside. Good. It already had a chance to react. Now we can take it and look at it like this. You see that? I'm kind of going towards the camera. And we notice that the top one is for glucose. What do you guys think? Does it have glucose? I don't care how much, but does it have glucose? What do you think?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Well, we know that because we put it there, right? Because that's the inside solution. Okay, the second one is protein. Does it have protein?
Yes.
What do you guys think? Yes, that's the albumin. That's the boring one. We already know that, all right? This is the fun one, as fun as it's gonna get, all right? Does the outside have glucose? What do you think?
Yes.
Yes, because it fit through there. The outside has glucose, that's the first one. Okay, what about the protein, the second one? It's negative for the protein. It is negative for protein because it is macromolecule. It's too big.
Isn't a glucose a macromolecule?
No, glucose is a monosaccharide.
Monosaccharide.
That's one of the questions you got wrong on the exam, see? Glucose is a monosaccharide. All right?
Or carbohydrates are macros.
Not all carbohydrates, because glucose is a carbohydrate. Now watch, here's your task for Monday. For Monday, I want you to answer these questions on page 53 and the top 2 questions on page 54. Let's do Monday, and I will quickly go over it with you, all right? Good. Hopefully you understand what we just did. Again, that video is going to be posted and all that stuff. Now, here's what you want to do now. Listen to the directions for cleanup because we got about 10 minutes to do that. Listen carefully, please. Everybody listen, please, so we can get it done. The slide that has the plant cell on it. Listen to me and watch me over here, please. The slide that has the plant cell on it, you're going to hold and you're going to go like this to release the slide, the cover slip, and the plant in here. The actual slide, you're going to rinse and put standing up on the rack. That's the slide for that. All right. The slide with the blood sample on it. I'm going to have a dish with bleach in it. You're going to simply throw it in there. Sound good? The tubes with blood. Listen to this one. The tubes with blood. You're going to drop it here. You're going to rinse once with bleach. You're going to drop it in here. And then you're going to rinse and put like this on this rack. You're gonna clean up your microscope, you're gonna get it ready for storage, and I will come around and check it once you raise your hand. Now, if you listen to me, one more thing, because I'm noticing this happening. If you are cleaning the lenses with the lens solution, do a final drying with a dry lens paper, okay? So it doesn't smudge the lens. All right, let's go for it. The pipettes can go in the biohazard bag. If you use gloves, biohazard bag. Let's clean up, please.
What about
The biohazard bag. Yeah.